Ruben, congrats on the win. What are the emotions like and your thoughts on the game as well?
Yeah, look, it's nice to get the points. It's none more so than for my players, to be honest. Really proud of them. It was a good performance in patches. I think we've played better this year and played some better stuff and not got the results. So it's nice tonight for the boys to get some rewards for the quality that they did play in patches.
Is it extra special for you, given former coach at Glory?
Look, I think the most important thing for me is that we're making progress and that we're together and that we continue to try and play a good brand of football. And I felt like tonight Glory came at us really fast. We kind of expected that. They wanted to make it very direct and very, much about first and seconds and very competitive, which they did really well, to their credit. And I think once we got control of the game and control of the ball and identified the spaces, I felt like we really grew into the game and deserved to win.
Samuel Klein, a hell of a 21st birthday. What did you make of his?
Yeah, look, he's great. I said it on the pitch. I remember taking my analyst at the time to driving down through traffic an hour and a half to watch him play for Gold Coast and on a little scout mission without him knowing. And one thing that was really clear was his hunger. And his ability to go box to box, but he's got a lot of technical ability as well. He's missed a few chances this year, probably some that I'm sure in the front of his mind. And I've tried to just say to him, just keep getting into those positions, and then a little bit of composure goes a long way in those moments. I thought his first goal is a really good reaction goal, but his second goal, shows the quality that he's got in his game. And on his birthday, being a Queenslander, the team and the coaching staff and the club are really happy for him.
How do you celebrate the night? Not only his milestone, but I guess his 2 goals as well in the win.
Look, it's nearly Paddy's Day, St Paddy's Day, so probably with a Guinness. I've got a little bit of Irish in me, so my nana, rest her soul, the old Quinn in me probably wants to have a Guinness with my staff and with my players and just make sure that we stay really grounded. And again, we have, I think next week we don't have a game again, which is frustrating for us. It's happened to us a few times where we've had a good performance and then we have the week off. But we'll use that to try and band together and keep improving, because to be honest, there's still a lot of improvement needed for us, and we want to back that up again.
Yeah. To be off the bottom of the ladder now, does that hold any significance to you and avoiding the wooden spoon, I guess?
Look, I'm a competitive person. If you ask them what I feel, I've never coached a team that hasn't improved, to be honest. When I took over Perth, in that first season in charge, we made big steps to get off the bottom of the ladder and nearly made finals. And obviously, since I've taken over at Brisbane, it's been a very difficult start to the year. But some of the context around that, some of the financial constraints and the adversity we've had to face, what's more important to me is that we're making progress and that we stay really resolute in difficult times. And as a playing group and as a staff and as a club, that's what we've been able to do. But it's just one small step in the right direction.
And I think you've got something like 5 of your last 7 at home. What sort of progress do you think you can make in that stretch?
Well, hopefully a lot, because we've had to. We started the season very similar to when I had the role at Perth with I think 2 of our first 8 games were at home this year. So when you're a team down the bottom without probably the budget and the resources that some of the other clubs have, confidence and momentum is everything. So we've had to do it the opposite, where we're down the bottom and having to build that confidence. So some of our home performances, I felt like we've been nervy, and we probably haven't put in our best performances in front of our home fans, and that's something we'd really like to rectify, because we've got some great loyal members and fans and stakeholders in our club that deserve the results to be better. So that gives us an opportunity to really finish the season strong and try and build into next year.
You had the Adelaide draw last week where you played really well. You've got the win today. What do you need to do to keep this run going towards the end of the season?
First of all, we have to keep our eyes on the long term and not be short-sighted and try and go away from playing the right style of football, which is technical, and try and produce players and saleable assets and get a stranglehold on our squad. And we have to stay focused on that longer-term vision as a club, I feel. And the other thing we need to do is obviously execute better in both boxes. The only difference between tonight and other performances is the fact that we scored 3 goals. And like I said earlier, we've played a lot better and haven't got the result. I'm sick of hearing opposition coaches and players, coming up to me saying, "Oh, gee, you guys play some great football and we're down the bottom of the ladder." We want to take more points, we want to win more games, but also we want to keep improving, and we want to bring through as many young players as we can. And I think that's probably the biggest positive at the moment, is the performance of some of them younger ones and the leadership from my senior ones.
You've got the international break next week, which is obviously, not a great time it kind of stymies momentum a bit, but then you've got kind of 7 games in a 5 or 6 week spell. Does that create its own complications?
It does when you don't have the depth and the resources and the luxury that some of the other, clubs and squads have. But, we can either sit there and talk about what we don't have, or keep focusing on what we do have. And we've got a really together group, even in tough times, very difficult circumstances. Perth's not an easy place, to come and play any time. And they've actually put in some pretty positive performances at home without getting results. So for the way my team band together in this difficult period, makes me extremely proud as a coach. And we want to really attack the end of the season with the vigour and the determination that this club and this position that we're in deserves. Thanks. Cheers.
Thanks, James.